Well, hello there, internet community, all you happy buyers out there. This is Barry, the auto mediator, here to do a little bit of a profile, actually, on a vehicle that surprised me. I was kind of shocked how much I ended up liking it once I got to poke around it. I've never been much for wagons myself, personally. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always thought that wagons were sort of silly little vehicles. Never really understood the need for them. I've got kids now, so I have a different attitude about it. But this one in particular really stuck out to me, and it's a Volkswagen Golf. Now I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with this particular vehicle. I know I got a lot of friends out there that will swear only by German vehicles and German made, and they're not wrong. The engineering in these is great. What I'm looking at here is a Volkswagen Golf TSI. Now, what does that TSI mean? What that means is it's got some cool stuff on it, so let's take a look. What you're seeing here with this Volkswagen Golf, of course, we see that it's pure white. It's pretty beautiful, actually. It's been really well taken care of. This is a used vehicle, but it's in awesome shape. It's a 2017, so it's relatively new. And one of the best parts about it, it has less than 10,000 miles on it, which I found just remarkable. Less than 10,000. It's like 9,000 and some change. So, I mean, in the life of any vehicle, that's basically a baby, and this one is no exception. Let's take a peek inside. So what we're going to see here from the inside, we do have a cloth interior, but it's nice. I mean, like this is said, this has been really well maintained. Now, a lot of vehicles, and every vehicle I do a profile on, I want to always take the time to point out how well or how poorly a vehicle's been maintained. And I'm planning on showing you the difference in later videos about what some of these poorly maintained vehicles look like, kind of what you end up getting there, and kind of also then the difference of what you get for the money when you're dealing with that. So, taking a look here, got our center console. We've got and our wheel controls here, Volkswagen with their lovely logo there. This is going to be familiar to most people. I mean, these setups are all relatively the same. When you get a really unique one that really throws people off, blows people's minds a bit, and I have a tendency to agree. I prefer my vehicles be pretty well universal. Now, this is an interesting vehicle in sense of, like, I'm just feeling in the seats here. I have a unique combination of both electronic controls for things like the tilt on the vehicle, and also manual controls for raising and lowering, as well as moving the vehicle forward and back, or moving the seat, I should say. So it's interesting when you get a combination of the two. You usually just see fully manual controls or fully electronic controls, and this one's a little bit of both, which is kind of funny. Other electronic controls that you'll see are things like your power windows, your power mirrors, which is kind of nice in this. See, it's an interesting vehicle because this is more of like a mid-grade sort of thing, where you've got some of it is it's got bells and whistles on it, but it's not like fully out there and totally loaded, which I think a lot of people can appreciate. If you're more of a simple person, but you're kind of accustomed to modern technology being what it is. Got our lovely flip key here. These are, I always had fun with these. I always kind of feel like I'm a tough guy, and gotta, whatever. That's the nerd in me coming out. So, this is also an interesting mid-technology thing because it has a brake pedal start, which is fascinating because normally you see that in push-button starts where you apply the brake and then push the button. This one you have to apply the brake and turn the key. It's like I said, it's like right in between that more advanced technology and that older technology. But it still has some cool amenities to it here. So media-wise, we're taking a look here. We have the ability, of course, we got a USB, and auxiliary ports. Most modern vehicles have these now. Occasionally you'll find some basic ones that don't. That's really uncommon for any vehicle made in about the last 10 years. Because everything's running off USBs now. So I wouldn't be surprised to find that in any vehicle. So don't let a salesman fool you when he says, look at this cool feature where you can plug your phone in. I mean, I hope so. I hope it has that. And that's getting to be true of all new vehicles, Bluetooth options and everything, all these compatibilities. Salesmen will often try to build value in this. And I'm not saying that there isn't value. That's what values new vehicles over old ones. But comparing new vehicles and then saying, look, this one has Bluetooth, okay. I mean, shouldn't it? Shouldn't they all at this point? So, yeah, I mean, I would think so. So, yeah, you have a couple media options. You have your FM, your AM. I mean, these are pretty standard. This one also has access to Sirius XM, which is kind of nice. Now, that's not going to be the case on every new vehicle. They don't all have Sirius XM and satellite radio. It's going that direction. Eventually, I think all vehicles will have it. Right now, they don't all have it. This one, of course, does have phone connectivity options, so you can connect your phone like we talked about. And it also has some interesting vehicle status options. It'll actually send you messages. For example, this one is saying that it's due for an oil change. And it's also saying that it's time to get the vehicle refueled. These alerts here are kind of neat because you don't see this in every vehicle, especially one in this one's case, which is running relatively inexpensive. Now, what do I mean by relatively inexpensive? Because I know a lot of you have been waiting around to hear that. This one's priced online at about $16,500, which is pretty fair market value, but it's also got a little wiggle room left in the price on that too. So if you're looking for something that's kind of roomy, got some technology, but not too terribly much to where you feel overwhelmed by it, and it's just got good space, well maintained, and is basically brand new because of the few miles that are on it, then this might be something that you'd be interested in, is something like this. Take a look here. We're going to actually pop into the back space. You have quite a bit of trunk space in here as well. I mean, a lot. A serious amount of storage. And this particular one actually comes with the cover, which you don't see in all of them. You can actually just pull out, click, and with the push of a button. Neat, right? And also, your seats that'll fold flat to cause even more storage space. So it is a really cool little vehicle, and relatively inexpensive. And I just get a kick out of things that work well and are cool and are cheap on top of it. If you are interested in this vehicle or something like it, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk about that. Otherwise, I hope you just enjoyed this little profile of the Volkswagen Golf. Happy hunting out there for all you car shoppers, and happy buying.